Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, and to our lecturer, Mr. Nurul Afifa M.Com. My name is Mutiara Madani with student ID 09031182328013 from System Information Regular 4C class. In this presentation, we will cover several key topics, include number 1, creating a directory, number 2, performing file manipulation, number 3, setting file access permission, number 4, creating and understanding symbolically, and the last, managing user mix. During this presentation, I will explain each question step by step, demonstrating the command use and the execution result. I hope this explanation will help in understanding the basic concept of system administration in Linux. A question: a system administrator is asked to prepare a working environment for a development team. Each student is required to create a directory and file structure according to their respective identities. Number 1. Directory structure. A. Create a main directory name in-house mahasiswa. The first step is to create the directory structure as required. In the question, I will create the main directory name inside home mahasiswa using the following command with orders: mkdir -p home mahasiswa name. B. Inside that directory, create 3 subdirectory: documents, kode, and arsip with orders mkdir -p home mahasiswa name, dokumen, kode, arsip. C. Display the directory structure result using the appropriate command with orders ls-r home mahasiswa name home mahasiswa name. Number 2. File manipulation. A. Create a file named identitas.txt in the document directory containing the following information: name, student name, student name, prodi, study prodi. Now, let's perform file manipulation with orders echo -a, nama Mutiara Madani, NIM 0903-1182-3280-13, prodi sistem informasi, home mahasiswa, name, dokumen, identitas.txt. B. Copy the identity.txt file into the arsip directory and rename it to identitybackup.txt. Next, I will copy this file to the arsip directory and rename it orders cp home mahasiswa name, dokumen, identitas.txt, home mahasiswa name, arsip identitas backup.txt. C. Move the identity.txt file to the code directory. Then I will move identity.txt to the code directory with orders movie home mahasiswa name, dokumen, identitas.txt, home mahasiswa name, kode. Display the contents of the identity backup.txt file using the appropriate command. 2. Ensure the data was copied correctly. I will display the contents of identitas backup.txt with order chat home mahasiswa name, arsip identitas backup.txt. Number 3. Access permission settings. A. Give the owner of the file read and write access right, while the group can only read and other user cannot access identity backup.txt. Next, we will set file permissions for identitas backup.txt. The owner can read and write, the group can only read, and others should have no access. With order chmod 1614 arsip identitas backup.txt. B. Change the ownership of the identity backup.txt file to be owned by the root user and the staff group A. Then, change the file ownership to be owned by the root and the staff group. With orders sudo chown, sudo chhawn, root staff, home, mahasiswa, nim name. With orders sudo chhawn, root staff, home, mahasiswa, nim name, arsip identitas backup.txt. C. Display the access permission and ownership information of the file after the change are made. With orders ls-l, home mahasiswa, nim name, arsip identity backup.txt. Number 4. Symbolic link. A. Create a file name reference nim.txt containing the text. This is the operating system documentation owned by student name with the student ID. Now let's create a reference file containing documentation text. B. Create a symbolic link to reference nim.txt with the name shortcut nim.txt. With orders ln min s home mahasiswa nim name reference nim.txt home mahasiswa nim name shortcut nim.txt. C. Display a list of files in the directory along with their attribute information to ensure that the link has been created. To confirm that the symbolic link has been created, I will list the files in the directory with orders ls-l home mahasiswa nim name. D. Change the contents of the reference nim.txt file to documentation has been updated by student name. With orders echo dokumentasi telah diperbarui oleh Mutiara Madani, home mahasiswa nim name reference nim.txt. And last, E. Display the contents of shortcut nim.txt what happened as planned. With orders chat home mahasiswa nim name reference nim.txt. And the last, number 5, user makes. A. Check the default UMax value on your system. The first, let's check the default UMax value using with orders UMax. B. Change the UMax to 027 and create a new file named data nim.txt. Now I will change the UMax to 027 to set stricter permissions for newly created file. With orders UMax 027 and touch home mahasiswa nim name data nim.txt. Display the access permissions of the data nim.txt file after it is created. With order ls-l home mahasiswa nim name data nim.txt. D. Explain how change the UMax affect the access permission of newly created file. With a UMax of 027, the new created file will have RVR permission, which means number 1, the owner has read and write permission. Number 2, the group has read only permission. And 3, other user have no access at all. That's my explanation for the operating system midterm exam. We have covered how to create direct. That concludes my presentation on the answer for the operating system midterm exam. Today, we have covered several key Linux system administration tasks include create directory structure, performing file manipulation, settings access permission, working with symbolic link, and managing user mix. These concepts are fundamental for managing a Linux Until-based system efficiently and securely. Understanding these comments will be very useful, especially for those who aim to work in system administration or software development. I hope this presentation has been informative and helpful. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye guys, see you the next video. Bye bye.